Welcome. We, the sponsors, would like to thank you, the audience, for everything you've done for us so far. Most of you have been unwitting participants in our greatest illusions. So, at the end of our show, we're going to reveal how they have been orchestrated. But first, it's necessary to learn the methods we use every day to captivate, misdirect, distract, and control. All of our methods rely on you and your natural attraction to this one simple thing.
Who are these people, bro? Give me a spot, bro. Who is this? From now on, we don't know each other.
I won't talk to you like
Don't talk to me like I know them. I don't know any of you, okay?
But this is Chris, everyone, and this is Felicity, and these are our celebrities. So give us a couple of minutes, and we'll go down to the street, and we'll ambush you there.
Okay, your ambush is on the street.
Well, there's going to be a nice staircase that you'll descend, and we'll get you some point.
You too can enjoy the Celeb for a Day experience for only $300 per hour. Now, you may be thinking that you would not be bewitched by the spell of celebrity, but it is worth noting that all of these people would probably say the same thing.
Hey, purple paparazzi!
Sorry, we're having a really hard time. Can you keep them out? Can you get them arrested? You guys got a back exit or something? Or? Thank you so much. Saved our lives. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys are here again, holding me hostage.
Everybody is naturally and powerfully attracted to fame, even though most people will deny it. This principle has allowed us access into every part of your world and is now the foundation of our entire business. These are the 5 lessons that need to be learned to be able to use fame as a means of control. In different ways, they all take advantage of your basic needs and desires. It's only through a combination of these lessons that one can master the greatest illusion of them all. An illusion so great, it has given us a seat at the tables of power throughout the world and unlimited influence in raising the next generation. Our first lesson is all about motivation, as our business depends on everybody believing that they can succeed. We like this message to be absorbed as young as possible, because kids that follow the dream will always be our best customers. So, from the day they're born, we convince kids that the key to happiness lies in the entertainment industry.
It's all about the personality.
JT and Jessica put the breakup rumors to rest.
This is E-News.
When Ryan came up and said, I want a model. Can you find me someplace where I can model?
Well, what, when he was three years old?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Alex Simon. I am the owner and founder of Kids Talent Network, based in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have nationwide over 1,900 clients now. People just contact us, and actually about 200 new faces a day we see here.
Hi.
How was it in there? Mm-hmm. A lot of what we do is we actually scout children around the country for agencies. I come looking for the kid with this special it that I can really work and get him to Hollywood.
So I gotta make it bigger and better for my resume.
Why do you want it to be bigger and better?
Because, oh, geez, that's a hard question.
You're a superstar.
Yeah. and a Grammy Award, and I don't know,
An Oscar?
an Oscar. What the heck is that? Just a big statue.
And no matter where we go, it's just attention. Yeah.
Can you take some pictures with you guys on the other side? Yeah, the street. Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of traffic. A documentary on my son. Can I carry you? No, it's all right. Okay. It's pretty cold. Okay. Oh, here you go. It's cold.
The next step in Ryan's career really is breaking into the Los Angeles and the Hollywood market.
Look at you, superstar. Oh, God. He comes with his own little crew.
This particular agent is, if not the best, one of the top agents in Los Angeles. And Ryan's just very advanced, personally and professionally, for his age, which makes him very attractive for agents, casting directors, and for work on film and TV. You know, the kid barely reads at the age of 5, so it's a little bit more challenging.
So I overslept.
No. So I overslept. And what's the first thing you want when you wake up?
I want my college corn pops. Okay, let me see.
Okay, all right.
So I overslept. I want my colored corn pops. I just got to have my corn pops.
I just gotta have my pops.
Oh yeah.
Okay? All right, again. All right? You can do it. So you overslept. We want your car pops, and you just gotta have your pops. Okay? All right.
So I overslept. I want my colored corn pops. I just.
We know smoking's bad for us. We know the fast food's bad for us. Alcohol, and the list goes on. Violence on television. There's all this stuff about how many killings kids will see on TV. And yet there's nothing about this. I teamed up with Syracuse University and we did a survey of about 750 American teenagers. And one of the questions in the survey was, if you could press a magic button that would make you either stronger, smarter, more famous, or beautiful, which would you pick? And we found that boys opted for fame almost as often as intelligence, and girls actually picked fame more often than intelligence.
Children now spend twice as much time in front of a screen as they do in school, and 1.5 times more time in front of a screen than they do with their parents, which is quite phenomenal.
We found that if you compared kids that watched 1 hour of television a day versus kids that watched 5 hours of television a day, they were almost twice as likely to pick the fame button.
If you don't have anything and you're constantly being bombarded with images of people who do have stuff, that can make it quite tough.
In poverty, fame is just, it's the cure-all. It's the ultimate panacea.
Narcissism, what this means is people feeling that they're the center of the universe, but the characteristics of narcissism seem to be rising within the population.
There's a personality study that's been done in the United States. Well, back in the early 50s, only 12% of teenagers said, yes, I'm an important person. By 1989, that number had risen to 80%.
I think there's no doubt that the media are the main ways that this is communicated to young people.
By turning our young audience into narcissists, we encourage the belief that they will one day get on television. So we created reality television to feed this aspiration. Every day we go out into the public looking for new talent for these shows. And this is how it's done. Set up a pitch in your local shopping mall, right next to the biggest candy stall.
So cute! He'd be gorgeous on camera.
Hire some attractive researchers who are fluent in impressive-sounding TV jargon.
Auditions for
reality TV shows. Yeah, dealing a lot with social issues that are affecting children at the moment. Yeah. Just enjoy it, relax.
Couple of minutes.
It's just fun. This is just about release forms now.
Get everybody to sign a consent form, signing away the right to use their child's image in any context on all media throughout the known universe until the end of time.
They go in, let's say, a couple of pieces of camera, you just got to sign a form saying you give consent, and then the producers like them, they get to go on television.
Oh, wow. We want to take young children into abattoirs and teach them what happens to the meat before it ends up on the supermarket shelves. Come into our studio.
Erect a sophisticated tent with the latest technical wizardry to shoot the screen tests.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
My name's Paris and I work in the slaughterhouse. There's going to be blood at the slaughterhouse. I feel like chicken tonight.
How old's this one? 2. It's 2.
Yeah.
Say any actual words yet?
He's speaking a little bit.
Oh, brilliant.
We're looking at the effects of alcohol on younger children.
Do you want to go for the drinking one?
Yeah.
Bit of baby boozy? Brilliant.
Use charm and persuasion to get the best performance out of the young talent.
Because that's actually the name of the show. And also, if you can just act a little bit drunk, just a bit kind of slurring your words, that sort of thing, that'll be quite good. How have you got it?
My name's Jade and I'm a baby boozer. Don't worry, I'm not driving.
And no matter how far we go, we can always blame the parents.
Amy, listen, what you got to do is look at the camera, say your name, and say the next round's on me. That's it. Okay? Guys, go on then.
More what? You listen to sweets afterwards, darling. You say cheers. Sweets afterwards, darling. Doing all right. Well, we thought we'd just get her head trying to decapitate a chicken.
All right. Cut the chicken head off like this. And go back.
How would you feel if your child was successful?
Pretty good actually, because it means that it'll give them a chance to see something that they don't normally see.
It's a parent's best dream, isn't it? Like having their kids sort of being on TV and, yeah, it'd be good.
Take care, we'll be in touch, thank you.
We can't help but be affected by this kind of all-pervasive sense of celebrity success. It's absolutely not, I was going to say surrounding us, it actually invades us as well. It becomes part of the way we understand the world, the lens through which we look at the world. The child could be in a jungle, he'll think that this is wonderful, but the child won't know about the dangers that are lurking. And sooner or later, that child, just as surely as they would fall foul of predators in the jungle, will fall foul of predators in the world of media.
We run a global business, but our British and American affiliates have the best product, as well as the most loyal customers. Everybody has bought into the dream that we've created, and there is now an insatiable demand for TV shows involving kids. We're now making these shows faster than anyone can watch them, all in the name of factual entertainment.
You are. Don't touch me!
Oh, she's like a dragon.
I just feel really, really scared. Please leave me alone. I hate you. Fear no doubt, don't fear no doubt. I don't want to be here anymore.
I think they stuck me in prison just because I fell in love with somebody. Just love this girl so much, I really do.
My brother is like doing a very big thing for Cyprus. Maybe cry.
Like any craving, the more we supply, the greater the demand. The key is making it seem genuinely attainable. Our second lesson is all about addiction, which, fortunately for us, is for life, not just for childhood. This is how we can keep someone trying to succeed, even when they're likely to fail. And as failure is so abundant, it's easy to find new ways to make money out of it.
Okay, welcome everybody. Give yourselves a hand for being here today. This is the New York Reality TV School. You might be sitting next to, you probably are sitting next to one of the next big stars. I've been coaching actors, directing theater, directing internet television and live events for years. Actors don't have money and need training, and then there's this new genre called reality where you don't have to be an actor. You have money because you have a job, because you're a real person, and you need training. And I'm going to introduce the wonderful producer, casting director, Risa Tanania.
If I were to say, so why should you be here, and you say you're interesting, that is such a turn-off. If I were to say, why should you be here, or why do you want to be on reality TV, and your answer is, because I want to piss my parents off, that's fantastic.
Do practice your story. Do watch reality.
Watch reality TV. How dare you not watch reality TV and want to be a part of that culture? It has changed the way we live. It has changed the way we look at the world. It has changed the way we look at each other.
Huge amounts of children watch these shows. And do you think that that's a good thing? Do you think children, sort of 6, 7, 8-year-old kids watching Celebrity Rehab and I Want to Be a Pussycat Doll, is that
I'm not. That's a ridiculous question. I'm sorry. Those children, 6, 7, and 8, they have parents. Those parents need to be aware of what their children are watching. That's like not.
But they're not, though. I mean, everyone knows. I mean, did you ever sneak off and watch televisions you weren't supposed to watch as a child?
No, I actually was like raised by a television. I was like raised by a television.
Here is the veteran. Here he is, Robert Russell.
In here today, one in particular that has actually auditioned for me for Big Brother many, many times. If you're not going to get on once, you're not going to get on the second. People are obsessed, especially their specific show that they want to be on. When they want to be on it, they will continually come. They will continually try to make it happen.
And is that healthy?
No.
Who cares? We're making money, you know. We'll sign that.
No matter how often our customers gamble with their future, the house is always going to win. Our profit depends on them constantly returning to try their luck, even though the odds are stacked against them.
So I overslept. I want my Kellogg's Corn Pops. I just got to have my pops.
All right, buddy. That was great. All right, let's go do it. 10 minutes of practice, that could mean the beginning of a great career in acting, or it could be the end of it. From what I heard, it was great. The agent loved Ryan, has big plans for him. It was, all in all, just tremendous.
So Ryan, tell us how it was, the interview.
It was pretty good, and I like it. I'm going to sign with the agent.
They're ready to put him to work immediately, so we were really excited about that.
And instead of you going, I want more, ah!
God. That was one of the best. Usually at this age, I don't even shoot them.
Really? Why? Why? Do they just not respond to you?
Remember when we're going They're a pain in the ass. I used to shoot a lot of kids, and I stopped doing it because it was just so much work, you know?
I like that attitude more than I do that. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's got great listening skills. That's what makes him very unique. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Most people don't. I don't have great listening skills. I have horrible listening skills. I don't listen to anybody. Fuck them. Listen to me. Go back a little further, and you're going to turn sideways even more.
But do you think he's got what it takes to sort of make it to the big time?
Oh, without a doubt. As long as you can take direction, because it's all illusion anyway.
Like you're looking down a gun, kind of like?
No!
Yeah, I like that.
We don't have money. I work every day. My wife works here, you know. We beg and borrow and
Like
we
with Carlo,
trade.
we
We're Carlo.
trade.
He charges $5,000 for a photo shoot. He gave us all the pictures, all the rights, and he said, just pay me whatever, whenever you can.
The little bit of struggle that we have now is going to be a distant memory, so we're really, and Ryan too, he talks about it the same way, you know, because we were talking on the way home the other day. He said, you know what, Mom? And I said, what? He goes, I'm going to buy you a really big house when I make it big, but I'm going to buy it, not Dad. And I was like, okay.
You know, of course they would like him to be huge, but I think they're realizing now that we got him signed in Los Angeles and they started auditioning, it's a taller task than they imagined it would be. Now remember, they're driving 8 to 10 hours for a 30-second audition and driving all the way back. You know, the first time you do it, it's okay, second time, but try 15, 20 times, 30 times. And you're spending, you know, gas money and taking a day off work.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they just say, you know, either we can afford it or we don't like it or we don't think anything is ever going to happen. So that's the stage they're getting into now.
So what did we do today? I did a Coke audition in California.
So how do you think you did?
Good.
Think so?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do now?
We're driving back.
You ready for school tomorrow?
Yeah. Boring as all.
Did you do any homework?
No.
Whoopsie.
Yep.
Gotta do some homework, right?
Yeah. Before Annie.
Okay, say bye.
Over-optimism is a great human trait. In most areas of life, looking for the positive sides gets us through life. In very simple layman's terms, I think the easiest way to say, well, what's the difference between, if you like, a healthy, excessive enthusiasm and an addiction, is that healthy enthusiasms add to life and addictions take away from it. I can see theoretically how people, if you like, can be totally hooked on the idea of wanting to be famous. The younger you are, the more susceptible you are to most types of addictive behaviour. The earlier that you start smoking, the earlier you start having sex, the earlier you start drinking, the earlier you start gambling, you're more likely to have problems with those behaviours later in life. A fruit machine is ideally designed to give lots of what we call near-win experiences. So psychologically, a gambler does not constantly lose. A gambler constantly nearly wins.
We aim to give you a near-win experience as often as possible. We carefully select stories of ordinary people who have hit the jackpot, and we give them blanket coverage, reinforcing the belief that it could happen to you.
Wesley Autry.
Wesley Autry.
Wesley Autry.
Well, a 50-year-old American construction worker is being hailed a hero.
What's up, Bo? Yeah, I pretty much know everybody here in this neighborhood. How you doing?
Wesley Autry saved a stranger who'd fallen off a subway platform by throwing himself on top, pinning him down and protecting him from a passing train.
So it come in at about 50, 60 miles an hour.
So, when you're approached by the media, did you say yes to every interview?
Well, I let my sister, who was my PR, more or less, yes, we did. That's the day it happened.
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
And then that we met the mayor?
The mayor.
Donald Trump.
This is a brave man.
David Letterman.
Yeah, that was a big day. That was the night that I was invited to the State of the Union.
There is something wonderful about a country that produces a brave and humble man like Wesley Autry.
This day was a very crazy day because Deal or No Deal wanted me on that day and Oprah wanted me on that day. That applaud almost better than I got at the State of the Union. Thank you, guys.
The Time magazine?
Yes.
Number 48?
Yeah, I was number 48 out of the most influential people in the world.
In the world?
In 07. Chrysler gave me that free Jeep out there.
Chrysler gave you a Jeep?
Chrysler gave me a Jeep behind me saving cameras. I would like to do a commercial for them as well, to let the world know that that is a great Jeep. I mean, not only is it economizing good on gas, it's an excellent Jeep.
Und heute Abend ist bei uns zu Gast, der U-Bahn-Engel von New York, Wesley Autry.
Suddenly,
you're on every TV channel.
I'm on every TV channel. My name is like a household name, like cornflakes.
So I'm telling him, don't move.
Das war die Situation. Ich habe gesagt, mach dir keine Sorgen, wir schaffen es.
Das ist das, was passiert. So, thank you, Wesley Autry.
Is it true you've done over 2,000 interviews? Don't you ever get sick of it?
No, because you know why? It's free advertisement, and he said no, the heat might have went down.
So it's increasing your brand worldwide, basically.
Exactly.
Thank you, baby.
If you stood for office in this ward, in this council, you would get a landslide, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what people tell me. Say, yo, you have so many people loving you, and you have some great qualities. You know, why don't you run for president? Why don't you run for mayor? Why don't you run for governor?
Do you think you've changed by has it changed you?
No, because people tell me, said that, yo, don't let that change you. Don't let the money change you. No, I don't think I've changed. I think it's the people around me that are changing, because I got friends who think I should give them. I got friends, like I said, who think I'm already a millionaire, and that I'm nowhere near yet.
The kind of work that I've been done, I would actually say that people who have become famous, that in and of itself can be a potentially addictive activity. When they do achieve something, they get intense mood modificating effects. You know, they really do feel buzzed up and high when they've been on television, on radio, you know, they see their name in print. You know, they're living on this oxygen of publicity.
I mean, who hasn't among us had the kind of delicious experience of being at a cocktail party and telling a good story and having everyone hanging on our word and then laughing? There's not a lot better in life than that. If you could bottle that, you couldn't keep it on the shelves. That's potent stuff.
Performing itself can produce a high, and it's doing that through all the same chemistry that cocaine works.
Most addictions are about what we call the deficit of a particular neurotransmitter called dopamine.
It's going to affect the catecholamines.
There's intracytoplasmic changes that sort of alters our chemistry a little bit, and
that really sort of sets us up to need more of it, really is what it is. It's where the do it again part of our brain is sort of activated. There's more firing going off. And of course, those euphoric chemicals like endorphins are firing off in other areas.
We create celebrities by selecting the right candidates and relentlessly boosting their profile. This gets them hooked on positive attention. And to keep you hooked on them, we sometimes need to change the type of attention that we give them.
When the terrorists tried to attack Scotland's biggest airport, they were answered by the courage of the police and of the firefighters and a baggage handler named John Smeaton.
Local hero, the airport baggage handler who ignored the dangers to tackle a suspected terrorist.
We're under attack here. The British people have been under a lot more things than this, and we always stand proud. This is Glasgow, you know, so we'll set about you.
A year ago, an unknown baggage handler at Glasgow Airport, today receiving a medal from Her Majesty the Queen.
Fight on for freedom. Fight on for God!
What we didn't headline when the story broke was that there were 3 other less photogenic citizens who also bravely fought the terrorists. Nearly a year later, having received hardly any media attention, they turned on Smeaton. And this time, we were only too happy to help.
And I'm like that. Whoa, stuck my head back, foot it.
It's almost instinctive. I mean.
Totally. You know, and it's like, so you're saying I didn't do that, mate? You know, that is, to me, is liable. You know, to me, that's liable, but I'm a big man. I can take it. I don't need to go and cry to newspapers and take it to the courts. And
Yeah.
But when it's personal criticism, something that's, you know, it's overstepping the mark.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it hurts, and that's when you begin to say, bastards. Do you know what I mean? But you just got to, that's the nature of the beast. That is the nature of the media. And there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Do you believe that?
Aye.
You do?
Aye. You know?
So you'd rather have it with all the nastiness than not have it?
Aye.
Why, or is it the case, that we are putting a unique kind of person up in celebrity status? And if that's true, why? What is it about us that we care about these people? Why do we care? I mean, these are sick people. Why are we focused on them?
Our entire global business is based on understanding the answer to these questions. In the previous lesson, you saw how a lucky few can get trapped inside the spotlight. Our third lesson is about your irresistible attraction to them and how we manipulate this for profit. Evolution can sometimes produce hardwired behavior that generations later causes you problems, like moths flying into a light. Long ago, moths that instinctively flew towards the moon were better at navigating, and this urge got handed down. But now technology has changed their surroundings, and this instinct is more of a hindrance. Darwinists believe that humans also developed powerful urges that kept them alive in times gone by.
Our brains are hardwired to make us social. Very few people can really tolerate social isolation for any length of time.
There is a theory that in the past, there were 2 types of human. Those who naturally wanted to form groups and those who wanted to be alone. The team players were able to share tasks, and so were able to survive when times got tough, unlike the loners. So the survivors passed on the urge to be part of a group that modern man has inherited. Some early humans instinctively copied the successful, while others tried to learn alone. Well, it's not difficult to see why those who copied the leader would stay ahead of the competition. This is your inheritance, making you naturally copy whoever appears to be the leader of your gang. What if there was also an urge to get as close as possible to whoever you're told is the most successful? Now this would have been good for women who would have got to mate with the top dog. And those men closest to the alpha male would have gotten to share his women as well as any leftover food. And anyone who naturally didn't want to join an entourage wasn't going to do much reproducing. So it is possible that you have evolved with an instinct to form groups. Copy whoever appears to be successful and to congregate around them. But then technology advanced so quickly that it became possible to convince the mind that a moving image is real. As soon as the trick was used to entertain an audience, our industry was born. By entertaining the world, we were able to grow into powerful and influential corporations. Now, our reach is unparalleled, and we deliver media to you and your children in ways that you cannot control. When we surround you with famous faces, your survival instincts kick in, and you feel the urge to get up close and copy them. This has created a new social hierarchy based around your proximity to anyone well known.
No, it feels more though, doesn't it? Yeah. I know. We like to keep our distance.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't really know too much about you.
It's a bespoke private celebrity PA agency. What attracted you to the advert? Why did you look at the advert and say, that's something I want to do?
Well, it's clearly simple. It says celebrity PA. And they were looking for someone in the industry who really understands what that word means.
Celebrity PA.
Flexibility and motivation. Yeah. And they're buying in the system in a way as well, like a pet.
And they can kick the pet?
Well, unfortunately, they shouldn't do that, but...
Pets get kicked.
I've been working as an actor for about a year since leaving uni. I actually brought a CV with me just for general interest, really.
Yeah, always good.
Slide it across there. I thought, well, it'd be far more interesting to work in the industry.
Let's say you're working for a very high-profile celebrity whose wife is, getting on a bit, and he's having a series of affairs. What if one of the girls was 16?
That's not really a problem.
15?
To be honest, if a 15-year-old girl wants to do that, she's going to do it anyway. Good on her if she gets to do it with a celebrity.
I mean, you're quite young, obviously got a social life. Would you be happy to give all that up?
Yeah.
Not see your friends or family?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
They need 5 grams of coke.
That's fine.
If you drove, would you break the speed limit?
No.
You wouldn't break the speed limit?
I try not to.
You know, the rules, they always to break them, That's why the rules for. You always have to break them. But I'm never driving anyway on the limit.
What if they wanted to pay for sex and they said to you, find me a prostitute?
I would do that. I did that. I had to do that as well. And basically, this is your job.
Even if things are illegal or...
Even. You just have to do it.
You are the gatekeeper to the celebrities' life. They have crazy people after them. Like stalkers, psychos, nuts, crack bags, the whole thing. I mean, would that worry you?
No. I know it sounds really weird, but do you ever get this feeling where you just want a bit of adventure in your life?
Yeah,
a bit like a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this all sounds fantastic to me.
But you might end up taking a bullet for them. Does that worry you?
Surprisingly, no. Stupid thing to say, I wouldn't mind taking a bullet for someone I don't know, but I wouldn't. That's the sort of adventure and adrenaline I need in my life.
Yeah, best of luck.
Nice to meet you.
It's great. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Again, there's some interesting research on this they call the phenomenon basking in reflected glory. In this study, students, and there were several hundred of them, read a short biography of Rasputin, the villain of Russian history. For half of them, they customized the test so that Rasputin had the same birthday as you did, without you knowing. So you're like, my birthday is July 28th, so I'm reading it, and Rasputin was born July 28th, whenever. The people that had the same birthday as Rasputin were, across the board, more likely to say, Rasputin was a misunderstood man in history. He was notorious, but he was great, and he played an important role, and that shouldn't be forgotten. And this is just because they share a birthday. The power of association with someone who's famous or even infamous is far more potent than we even realize.
Are you just taking one pair of shoes, Pepper?
Yeah, just these, or you want to take some other, whatever that's going to fit with that outfit. That Converse. See, I washed all his shoes, man. Some of them are like 2 years old. They look brand new because every night I clean them. It's kind of, that's the military.
And sometimes we argue about what we're wearing. Sounds
But
funny,
who's the commander of the outfit? Who's the...
He likes to say that it's him.
But it's always my wife.
I'll kind of draw from other celebrities. I was kind of trying to do something like LL Cool J style with like a tracksuit and track pants.
It's Chet Buchanan in the Morning Zoo on 98.5 KLUC.
Spence, while you're up, would you please open the door and let in our guest?
Yes, sir.
So he's got his own little slot on a radio show as well?
Yeah, it's during the NFL season, and it's on the biggest radio station in Vegas.
Where did the other mic go?
That's
That's because it's down near the floor where the little fella is.
No, it's not.
What's up, brother? My buddy Ryan didn't have school today, so he came in. And if you want to make money, are you taking Cincinnati or the Dallas Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys.
Take it all to the bank and come back and see us on Monday. That's what I'm saying right now.
I don't know if as he gets older, he will say, well, this is really a big deal. You know, I'm on the radio and I'm talking to hundreds of thousands of people. You know, they're listening to me. Or if he just doesn't understand how important it is. So far, it hasn't fazed him.
You got slaughtered last weekend.
Yes, I did.
We keep throwing him in more and more of these situations. You know, right now we try everything.
It was nice to see you, Ryan.
Very nice meeting you, Ryan.
Pleasure. Great meeting you.
This summer, DJing around town.
You'll be DJing throughout the day.
I'm Ryan, the bookie.
The bookie. I don't want no problems, Ryan. Why do they call you the bookie?
Because I've been collecting money and I've been breaking some heads.
Breaking some heads?
I'm going to buy a car here.
That's another show. It's an info commercial, but it's run like 10 times a weekend, you know, on different channels here in town. So his exposure, people see him.
Make some noise for my boy Ryan!
And he also does like promos with different bars.
Yeah.
They have their football parties. He has his own booth, and he has his own fan base.
You got your own fan base?
Yeah. Ryan just made parole. As his, success progresses, we're gonna have to be more aware, way more aware of who we speak to about him.
But we still do what we got to do, you know.
It can't stop us.
Yeah.
We can't be, afraid. We'll be stuck in the house all the time. We don't live our life that way.
No matter how many celebrities we create, it's never going to be possible for everybody to join an entourage. But there are other ways we can exploit your need to be close to the famous, all from the comfort of your own living room.
Television probably played the biggest part here, because with television there's an illusion of intimacy, and that visual image, now quite realistic, can be right in one's home, giving us the illusion that we actually know these people.
There is no way evolution could have anticipated the internet. And therefore, we are stuck with a kind of brain machinery which was designed to handle face-to-face interactions. It was not designed to handle virtual interactions. It is a brave new world from that point of view, and that does mean it's easily exploited by people who can figure out how to use that medium to their advantage.
A parasocial relationship is one of those awful technical terms which sounds more fancy than it really is.
It simply means that you have a relationship with somebody which is not based upon a face-to-face relationship. It's based upon what you know about that person through the press, what you know about that person through watching him or her on television, despite the fact that you never actually meet the celebrity. I say to my students that the only example that I know of where people have this deep emotional attachment to someone they've never met is the attachment that some people have to God. But the parasocial relationship is created by the media, fueled by the media.
And we all do it.
We all do it, yes.
The more celebrities we create, the more we can capitalize on these bonds. And the younger these relationships are formed, the stronger they're going to be.
Her whole bedroom has posters of Zac Efron. Zac Efron.
Now, I think there's some things that celebrities do that play right into this trick of the box. Pretending it's a two-way relationship, I think, enhances this.
Yeah, I feel like there's a connection there. Yeah, and he loves me.
There is this terrifying prospect that I have that it is actually replacing what we used to call real life, that people are developing stronger imaginary relationships with people who are themselves imaginary constructions, people who are not real.
And our purpose in encouraging you to make one-way friendships? It's simple, to make you buy stuff. Your urge to copy the famous influences your spending, whether you like it or not.
You see how easy it is to keep a man happy? Why not give your husband a carton of Philip Morris cigarettes?
Delivers flavor 20 times a pack.
When it's tougher than ever to be a tiger.
Success is down to finding people like this.
Now for the good bit.
If you have a debt problem
and a prudent approach to banking, you could borrow anything.
Which could be up to 3.5 times your salary.
£1 million.
As long as you keep paying the premium.
Is that too much to ask?
It's going to cost a biggin' fortune, this lot.
Don't treat me like an idiot.
Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. The life you might save might be mine.
Celebrity endorsement works on an emotional level. We process emotions and we process rational thought in different parts of the brain. So the limbic system, which is the very old part of the brain that sort of says, lion on savannah, run away. And that's where we process things on an emotional, almost gut feel level. Imagine a horse and a rider. That piece of the brain is like the horse just working away. And that's where we make decisions and do maths and use spreadsheets, and we try to control the more instinctive parts of our brain. So that's like the rider. But sometimes the rider loses control of the horse. And it's been shown in experiments. If you ask people, would you like fruit salad or chocolate cake? People will go, well, I should take the fruit salad because that's the sensible thing to do, so they'll take the fruit salad. But if you give them a really difficult task to do beforehand, so they're mentally exhausted, they'll go for the chocolate cake because that's their instinct. And that's how it seems to be with a lot of emotional advertising that's not well labelled. We just process it instinctively.
These forms of advertising are most effective when you're not even aware that you're being sold to.
This is Hannah Montana. It's time to wake up. Seriously, it is. You know what else is serious? Back to school shopping. So gather your list of school supplies, and don't forget Walmart has the Hannah Montana gear, the fashion, and the music you love. So be a superstar yourself and get your things together. And have fun, and good luck this year at school.
Children up to the age of 8, 9, 10 don't really understand the persuasive intent of advertisements. There are people in there trying to sell you something.
I've no doubt our society would be much better if there was a total ban on advertising for any child under 12 and really limiting advertising towards teenagers.
It's possible that there is a link between increasing materialism and the mental health problems that an increasing number of our children show.
In the last 10 years, something has shifted. The number of young people now that would say a good life is about money, it's about fame, it's about appearance, has shot up dramatically. That's what our young people believe, and why wouldn't they? Because that's the value system that they're picking up from the media. The media do not want to hear this message. It is not in their interest for people to be saying that part of the problem with well-being or confidence or whatever might be the media. And that one of the best and easiest ways for people to actually look after their mental health is to cut down on media consumption. They don't like it.
As we set the public agenda, we'll avoid giving exposure to anything that will discourage you wanting more of our product. By attaching a product to a familiar and likable face, we've developed an unstoppable means of making you spend what you don't have on things you don't need. Most people will say that these tricks don't affect them, but that makes the tricks even more potent. How can you fight something if you don't believe it exists? So strong are these bonds that every piece of information about our celebrities is valuable to you. When we insert famous faces into your eyeline, you're guaranteed to stop and look.
The need to gather social information about the people around us who we perceive as influential and powerful is something that is embedded deep within us. There's some studies that have been done at Duke University on rhesus monkeys. And they can do one of two things. And they have a little device hooked up to the eyes so people can see which way the monkeys are looking at. And if they look at one screen, they get a squirt of juicy juice, which is, payment or reward. Or they can look at another screen and see a series of pictures. And what Platt found is that these monkeys were willing to give up food or pay for two things. One were to look at the hindquarters of females. Okay, I don't need to explain that. And the second were the dominant monkeys in the group. But why would they give up food? Why would they pay, in effect, to look at the pictures of the dominant members of their group? And the answer is that information it's valuable social information. So the more I know about the dominant monkey in my group, when he eats, where he sleeps, who he likes to mate with, and that way increase the chances of my own survival. But that mechanism is still firing. It's like a ghost ship. And we're not getting anything out of it. We're not ingratiating ourselves to them. We're not enhancing our own abilities to survive. But the mechanism still fires, and we're looking at these pictures.
This is Ryan. He is a 6-year-old who could make better football picks than me and Monica and probably the whole place.
Thanks for coming back, Ryan.
Time now for some showbiz news.
Gossip has become the underpinning of the news business. The more we tell you about somebody, the more you want to know about them.
Gossip is actually quite useful in allowing you to work out how to handle situations. Talking through other people's experiences helps you prepare yourself for coping with the same kinds of experiences.
And the demand for bad news is even greater than the demand for good news. Even if you don't like our featured celebrity, you're still going to want to know all about their misfortunes.
You are more interested in learning how to avoid danger than you are interested in learning how to become even more successful than you already are. So that's why in general we're drawn to negative news more than drawn to positive news.
We are here to sell you good news, bad news, any kind of news you want. And if it isn't available, we'll create it just for you. We're now going to pull back the curtain and reveal how.
Sylvester Stallone was just wandering around here the other day.
I saw that on. I don't know what it was. Was he trying to find a shop that didn't
Yeah,
exist?
he was on a corner and trying to look around. Everybody was shaking his hand and looking around. See, that's all you need. He walked down, and there wasn't a lot of paps on him either. That would have been a great set of pictures.
Because there's a story. He wasn't lost.
Rambo gets lost, Find his way around a jungle, but fucked in Rodeo Drive. Hello, mate. I guess where I saw the top boys are. Yeah, I'm going to have a shoot up, Amy, see what's going on up there, I think. All right, buddy. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. If there's anybody... All right, Mick. How you doing, fella? Sorry, mate, you jumped, fella. Yeah, good. Made me jump as well. Cheers, bud. Yeah. Oh, God, I just clocked him in the mirror. We were sitting in Dean Street in Soho, having a coffee. It was about 2:30 in the morning. Pete Doherty and Mick Whitnell and one of the other baby shambles come walking down the corner, and I spot them. At the time he was with Kate, so it was, you know, Pete was saleable then. And this little beggar girl, but she started saying, "Oh, I haven't seen you since rehab, blah, blah, blah." And he pulled out a folded up, you could see it was a £20 note. And then he clamped his hand around it, and he gives it to her. Well, John captures this. I get it from the other angle, but I get him going in his pocket. In the Sunday People, the headline was, "Oh dear Pete, what's the score?" They had a blow-up of his hand and her hand, and this little white end of a £20 note, which looked like a rap.
Yeah.
So it was the rap that never was. There were some quotes from somewhere. Where the quotes come from, who knows? I mean, they make them up, don't they?
Onlooker said, bystander said.
Yeah.
The Chum said quote may just be fiction. It's just the caption writer providing a line to write about. And who knows? Who can check that? We don't even know who the Chum is. We don't know. And who cares? I mean, that's the problem. The big corporations who've taken over the media outlets on the whole have cut editorial staffing levels, and at the same time they've increased our output. So you've got masses of extra supplements in newspapers. And that quite simply reduces the time which we have to do our job. And if you take away time from reporters, you're taking away their most important working asset.
Wherever you live in the world, the source of much of your celebrity gossip is the Great British Press. Our journalists there are always on the lookout for new, reliable sources.
Hello, Showbiz. Hello, sorry, is that the Star? I just got a call from a friend of mine. She was at a party at Amy Winehouse's place last night. They were having like a jamming session.
Sort of playing guitars and stuff.
They blew the fuses completely in the house. Amy goes off and tries to fix it with a mate of hers, and he got a big shock. And she just jolted and then like, apparently singed her hair. You're joking. And I was just like, she lives in Barnet. How cool is that?
Very funny, Emma, yeah. She can give you a bit of money for this, Emma, if you want. We operate, we rely on people tipping us off about stuff.
It's always really well liked.
So by and large, most reporters, most of the time, no longer go out and find stories, or make contacts, or even check facts.
Hello, Dory.
Hey there. Do you guys pay for stories?
We do if they're printed.
I'm a waitress over at Scott's in Mayfair. On Saturday night there was Guy Ritchie and Judy Styler. He was really drunk and he was like flailing his cutlery all over the place, whacked himself in the face.
Oh, that's quite funny, yeah.
No, he just cut himself a little bit. How much would that kind of thing do us?
Lead stories on Bazaar go for 600, and then...
Goodness.
We're going into an age of information chaos. The profession that was there, that was supposed to be doing the job of filtering out truth from falsehood, is slowly declining. The idea that it's being replaced by bloggers and citizen journalists and the internet is, to me, far more optimism than reality. The internet is full of babble, imbecile babble.
Hello, I've got a story about Sarah Harding. Is there someone I could speak to?
Yes, you can speak to me. I do the goss column.
Oh, all right. My husband is a removal man. He was moving Sarah Harding. She has loads of books on, like, quantum physics. She had little telescopes and stuff. Maybe she's really into astronomy or something.
Oh, that's good. No, that's really good.
It ceases to matter to these big media organisations whether it's true, whether it's legal, whether it's right, whether it's important. It's just a story. They're not in the business of telling the truth. Media organisations are in the business of being in a business, making money.
And this corruption of journalistic standards goes right to the top. And there's no doubt about it. The fact that the most successful editors of the newspapers have been former showbiz journalists, and their standards have corrupted, in my view, corrupted other parts of journalism.
With these market forces, it's even more important to remember why we exist. Journalism. Investment in journalism is the key to long-term prosperity, yet cost-cutting is inevitable.
Your need to have this information, combined with our ability to sell it to you, has created a demand for infinite content. This final lesson will illustrate how we deliver this. Not too long ago, there were enough journalists around to verify their stories before they were printed. As news operations became streamlined, checking facts and sourcing leads became a luxury they could no longer afford. This irreversibly changed the type of news they had time to write about. Then we took over the news business. And the digital demand is now so great that even we struggle to provide infinite content. Thankfully, our partners in the public relations industry are always available to fill that void.
If you look at it from the other end of the telescope and look at all the celebrity stories appearing in the media and ask yourself, how many of these are spontaneous? More than half the stories in the national media are wholly or mainly constructed out of PR material, fabricated by the PR industry in order to inject their angle, their product, their idea, their celebrity into the media.
Sky Showbiz correspondent Steve Hargrave was in Leicester Square.
Our arts reporter Stephanie West went to meet them.
Cannes is all abuzz with celebrities in fashion as the world's famous film festival is underway in France.
I don't think we'll despair and say, that isn't news, that's advertising. Because the boundaries are so blurred now. And I honestly don't think most people know the difference, even if there is a difference. Perhaps it's just gone.
You see, before I watched that, I wouldn't have bothered.
Now?
And now I'm desperate to go.
If PR serves up a celebrity, we'll go for it, because it's a human story. We like safe stories, rather than anything controversial. We like simple stories, rather than anything complex. All these work in a commercial outfit, because you can bang them out fast, and the punters will like it. It's easy, it's not legally dangerous, and it sells papers. So you can see a whole shift in the priorities of the media, because if the celebrity story is good, with a good picture, we don't know whether it's true, and really, who cares? They're not going to complain, they gave us the story. And if we allow our news media to take its material from people who are serving those interests, we're completely abandoning the interests which we should be serving, which is the readers and viewers.
And of course, you've got to look at it from the point of view of the journalists. If journalists don't cooperate, they're cut out. They don't have access.
You can film this. And that matters because PR is inherently unreliable as a source of truth. All experienced PR people will tell you they've seen their own press releases appearing verbatim in newspapers with the reporter's byline, because the reporter hasn't got time to check, he probably hasn't even got time to rewrite it, to bang it in.
These techniques can only satisfy your need for good news, so other parts of the PR industry are working hard to generate bad news as well.
The art of the PR is to try and take it as sleazy as you can without crossing a line. That's funny. Politicians call them spin doctors and things. Spin is a posh word for lie. You know, I've told a lie. It's a little, maybe a little white lie, but a spin is bullshit. So we understand. The bikini, we're not going to talk to them, are we? But we will ask their name. I thought it was a shame not to have a Miss Great Britain 2009, so I spoke with the owners and we've managed to keep the show going. I hopefully at the end will have Miss Great Britain as a client at my agency. So if you could ask their name and just say, would you please go and stand over there and do some pictures with Piers?
In a bikini?
Yes.
And then afterwards the same bunch are going to come in again?
In a dress, and they're going to sit in that chair you're in and we're going to grill them.
Okay.
But in a dress. If I'm honest, when I'm sat at a meeting table with a new client, I'm looking at them like a cash register. I'm thinking, how much money's in the till? So, how much money would it cost for you to do a full nude photo shoot for Playboy magazine?
I wouldn't do it.
No money in the world?
No, I wouldn't do it.
10 million? 20 million? 30 million pounds cash in there?
Money doesn't heal me, anything.
No, that's interesting. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
See you later.
See you next time. Thank you.
Safe journey home.
Bye.
I saw recently there was a student beauty pageant or something, and a lot of the students came and protested outside.
Yes.
Are you worried about that?
No, I want them. I've actually already started a renter crowd. I'm looking for people to come and do that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK, not okay.
No big tits.
Right.
How are you?
Did you?
Yeah, fine. You ready for some fun?
Of course.
He told you what we're doing.
Kind of. Brains not busts. Brains not busts.
Hi.
I've got some people who said they're part of your show, but they're all looking like protesters. Are they supposed to be here or not?
Yeah, I'm just doing a stunt.
Sorry?
I'm doing a little stunt.
You are?
In 5 minutes for the press. Thank you.
We just saw them coming in and I just didn't...
Thank you for letting me know. Sorry, I should have warned you that.
Yeah, that's all right, fine.
You guys need to come in really tight, because the main picture is going to sort of be her going in the door, sort of like this.
Okay, cool. So a wall of placards.
Yeah. I know it doesn't look real. Yeah? Like that. And so I'm not even going to get her to walk, I'm just going to get her to just keep coming here like this and sort of looking at you, and we'll work just this area. Does that work, Mario? Yes, that's it. All right, Case. So we're not going to get you to walk up the road. We're going to get you just to sort of stand here.
UK, not okay.
And if you're walking it, you've got to try and...
Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK, not okay.
We're 2 seconds and we'll just get the egg.
Brains not bust. Brains not bust. Brains not bust.
Hey!
Miss UK, not okay. Miss UK.
Bloody protesters.
Dave, you just assaulted one of your own clients there. Was that successful?
The thing is, the great thing about Casey is she's got the right attitude for this business. If you can't take it all too seriously, it was worth it. It's cost me 6 eggs. If there isn't a story, we have to spin one. The newspapers or magazines aren't really interested in just a picture, and that's where I come in. You have to make a story up. They've got empty pages. They've got a deadline tonight. They've got to fill those pages up. If editors are going to start writing anything that's true in the newspapers, we're not going to get a lot of newspapers out, are we? You never, ever open up a national tabloid newspaper and read, oh, look how lovely she looks today in that lovely flowing frock. Yeah. Don't happen. No. She's a slut, she's been shagging this person, behind the footballer's back, blah, blah, blah. That's how it works here. They want sleaze. I have to get my clients in the headspace that they need to be able to deal with that. They need to have skin like a rhinoceros to survive in this business. You know, the worst thing is the kissing towel thing. A girl has slept with a Premiership footballer on Saturday night. The following Monday, she's coming into offices like this, trying to get us to broker the deal and sell the story. Now, it's modern-day prostitution. Except he's not leaving the money on the side next to the bedside lamp. She's collecting her money from the News of the World or the Sunday Mirror. It is modern-day prostitution.
To keep up with demand, our journalists often need to take an active role in bringing you these stories. So we will go to any lengths to manufacture your news.
Came up to London
and just got like spotted when I was out clubbing and asked if I wanted a model. I was like, well, yeah. Didn't know anybody, had no friends, so like, you know, nothing better to do. The woman that was encouraging me to do it said I'd get more modelling work.
And who's this, your agent?
Yeah, no fashion agency wanted to book me after that.
Every week you had to get a kiss and tell. Not just me, or the features desk or the news desk. And I just seemed to be able to generate good stories from these girls. She was given a huge amount of money and she thought, actually, maybe I can do the same again, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. But actually, the more she got involved with it, the more they asked her to do more things.
The modelling work was drying up and I needed money to feed my drug habit, also my alcohol habit. And then one day I was just taking drugs, partying in the pub, and Mr. Leslie walked in with his mates, yes. A guy who worked on the features desk at the People rang me up and was basically, stay there, we're going to get a girl down with you.
So the newspaper was pressurising you to do
Yeah, the
movies
features
themselves.
editor did, yeah, quite a lot.
You know, they can easily manipulate all these people. That's why the papers have a field, you know, the tabloids have a field day with them all. And this is still happening out there now.
And he knew I was off my face on drugs and he didn't care about that. He just cared about becoming a showbiz journalist or whatever crap it was of the year.
It's quite funny actually, because a lot of the girls that I used to work with 5 years ago, they've all got, you know, they've all gone off and they've got kids or they've, you know, they've married. So those are the lucky ones.
And what about the unlucky ones?
You never hear about them. They disappear. I don't know.
A couple of times at one drug dealer's house, well, we think he put a Hypnol in my drink. I collapsed and was passed out, and like he had sex with me and stuff, but like obviously I wasn't conscious. But because I had kissed and told, the CPS didn't want to press charges against the guy who had raped me, even though the other girls, or it's common knowledge that in the town that he had done it before.
Because you'd sold your stories?
Because, yeah, basically I was branded a kiss and tell girl.
Whenever the newspapers are challenged about these kinds of stories, they say that they're only giving people what they want.
Well, that might be. You could justify throwing Christians to lions in Rome that way, couldn't you? Because that's what the Romans wanted. But it doesn't mean it's good, and it certainly doesn't make it legal.
We run a worldwide operation. But in some countries, there are unhelpful limits on how far the press can bend the law. We can bypass these restrictions by publishing stories in one of our British tabloids first, so it can travel instantly around the globe.
There's a subset of journalists who are still supposed to be getting scoops, to use the old-fashioned language. And lots of the stories that are done about celebrities against the wishes of the celebrity, the painful exposés, are done by using illegal techniques.
Hello, news desk. Hi, wanted to someone I could speak to about a potential quite sensitive celebrity story. Basically, it's not me, it's a friend of mine. She works in a cosmetic surgery clinic. Right. I've been on her for years saying that you can make a fortune out of some of the things you know, and she's an ex-girlfriend basically, and anyway, she's interested, so she's asked me to sort of make some discreet inquiries.
Right, I think we'd find it very difficult because under the Press Complaints Commission charter, you cannot go into people's health issues. I think you'll find it a very, very difficult thing to sort of get a newspaper interested. I mean, there might be others who've got a different view on it, but I just think from our point of view it would be a legal minefield.
It sounds like it would be right up our street, to be honest with you.
No, we are definitely interested in these sort of stories.
Be definitely interested in speaking to you about to see how we could kind of move forward with it.
I would be very interested. I think what it's crying out for is a cup of coffee or a glass of wine.
Good to meet you. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Bit of a nightmare journey. Everything you need? Yeah.
You haven't paid for this already, have you?
you're not going to record me? Or...
Is that going to be a problem?
I don't know. I'd rather. I'm a bit twitchy. I don't
Okay.
know. You can write stuff down.
Yeah.
What, me recording?
Yeah, just.
To be honest with you, I'd rather not.
Don't worry, you're not being recorded. Who are you looking at then?
One of Girls Aloud.
One of.
Boob job consultation.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. That's good.
I just love stuff like this, just my own interest.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Hugh Grant has had a bit of a face tuck.
Because he was getting a bit jowly.
And I don't even know what this is, but Guy Ritchie, apparently chemical peel.
Yeah, it's got spots, isn't it? So, maybe. You are in a really good situation, personally. Obviously, the people coming through her doors are fucking A-list. That's what I was slightly concerned of with this. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I've never had any cosmetic surgery, but I suspect there's a record in the clinic of that surgery taking place.
There'll need to be details to go with it. Obviously, we need all the nitty-gritty that we could get.
Yeah.
And backup documents, if they want. You know, we have to obviously have proof of what the stories are.
We try and get documents on as much as we can. I'll probably say to them, the minimum we need to pay on this is about 3, as long as you're happy with that.
That's per
story.
Per story.
Yeah.
If it was a splash story, you can be looking at 10 grand.
Our newspaper industry in Britain is responsible enough to regulate itself and is policed by the watchful eye of the Press Complaints Commission.
Can I quickly move on to the Press Complaints Commission? Yes. How seriously do you take a judgment of the Press Complaints Commission?
Very seriously. No editor wants to have an adjudication against them.
A complaint being upheld by the PCC is what terrifies editors.
You perhaps underestimate the kind of humiliation that comes with a PCC adjudication. Carries an enormous amount of weight and carries far more significance than a fine.
It's difficult to convey this because it sounds like we're being sanctimonious, but there is deep shame when you have to carry an adjudication.
Getting a PCC isn't great, but a lot of papers just kind of push it aside. All it is a little apology somewhere in the paper. You get a slap on the wrist, you get recorded by the PCC, but there's no money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a really odd situation.
So slap on the wrist?
Yeah. And the PCC is run by other newspaper editors.
Really?
Yeah, it's like self-regulated.
Right, of course. Yeah, I remember reading about it.
Odd. But
the PCC and self-regulation has changed the culture in every single newsroom in the land.
Self-regulation works, and it would be nice if occasionally that was recognised.
And we have a great system, so forgive us for promoting it, but that's the truth.
When it comes to the media's lack of morals, there's one person who has more to say on this than anybody else.
And every year, I think, it gets harder and harder for any person of principle to be on tabloid newspapers. Because if you don't do it, you're sacked, they get somebody else in.
Public relations isn't only about fabricating stories, it's about controlling the truth. And in the field of censorship, Max Clifford is our undisputed master.
He, unlike anyone else in this game, is a poacher turned gamekeeper.
Let's have a chat to Jade Goody's publicist, Max Clifford.
He is presented to the public as this honest Joe pundit who is able to talk about the world of celebrity, but we have no health warning. We don't know whether in fact he has engineered the story.
Well, my job is a combination of promotion and protection, but every year it's more about protection than it is about promotion.
£20 a month. So is that the minimum? What would if I gave you 20 grand hypothetically? What would you
get for a month? We don't work on a minimum of 6 months.
Minimum 6 months.
Okay, Simon Cowell has paid me £250,000 for the last 7 years.
Per year?
That's bonuses, yeah, per year. Yeah. He's made my help million in the last 7 years.
It's that trade-off, isn't it?
And I know the contribution I made in terms of introductions, Rupert Murdoch, this, that, whatever. So, that's what you've got to balance. I'll get a lawyer on the phone. Max, there's somebody else coming over I want you to look after. They're going to be in the country for 2 months. They like this, they do this. Nice guy, nice woman, but... Paid me a fortune for years because he gets off and groping and whatever in the back row of a cinema where his movies are on. So when he goes to the cinema, he's surrounded by my theatre company, which means no one can see what he's doing. And he doesn't know that it's my theatre company that's surrounding him. And that went on for 10 years. Celebrity stars, it's important that you're seen to be putting something back. From a PR perspective, it's good for them, and obviously it's good for the people that benefit. Who's going on 18 when it comes to young ladies? He's a handy old son.
Yeah.
Fine. So I've stopped this, stopped that, whatever. But one of the many things he does is to give £1,000 a year to the hospice. It all works extremely well.
So you think one pays off the other?
Well, in that situation, you know, if he's groping 17-year-olds that are quite willing because they're being paid a lot of money, fine. No, I won't let this man save my little boy's life because he groped a 17-year-old. That's disgusting. I'll let my boy die. That's okay. You might not say that.
Do you think there is a direct trade-off there?
But there's an awful lot of young ladies that are extremely happy to pamper up to rich old, randy old...
Even 17-year-olds, or...?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Look,
I know they're happy to, but is that morally...
Looking for it. Going, looking for it.
And this goes right to the top. I mean, let's look at the Prime Minister's wife, Sherry Blair. When she's about to have a baby, he gives that, allegedly, to Piers Morgan, because Piers Morgan will then be prevented from running a damaging story about one of Max Clifford's clients. So here, the Prime Minister's wife's baby is part of a trade with Max Clifford to prevent some other celebrity being turned over by the papers.
We can make a sensational programme.
Yeah.
Just on 10% of the things I've stopped, Yeah, here's a video go shagging the same woman. I'm sure people would like
you
to see
allude
it.
to so many great stories in your
because
stuff.
they're the ones I've stopped.
Yeah.
Dozens of them like that I've stopped. The most difficult thing of all is that they like to take the risk.
This concludes the final lesson. We, the sponsors, can now use the allure of fame to reach everybody in the world from the day that they're born. We have tapped into your instinct to copy the famous, enabling us to sell you whatever we choose. Your hunger to know everything about our celebrities means we can feed you media 24 hours a day, allowing us to control the truth. Having learned these lessons, we're now able to perform illusions on a grand scale, fooling billions of people, and extend our power way beyond entertainment. You've already seen how celebrities naturally divert your attention, so for a politician, they become a valuable distraction. Once we've connected them to politicians for long enough, the boundaries start to blur. Even on its own, this simple trick can be extremely successful. So, let's have a quick look at how it works at local level. It should give you a glimpse of what you have to look forward to. In 2008, a group of our Lithuanian celebrities thought they could do better than real politicians. They formed their own political party and ran for office.
This celebrities party simply took a lot of the populist votes from the other parties.
So they're actually part of the government?
Certainly. They are second largest party in the government, with 2 cabinet ministers and the Speaker of the Parliament.
Kokios tautybės Williamas Shakespeare'as? Neapsigaukit, Anglas ar Prancūzas?
So he's been ever since independence, he's basically he's been
in charge of the media.
Exactly.
Matyt, už tai ir buvo programuota jau žvaigždžių, kad dabar aš iš karto netikėtai iš vedėjų į Seimo pirmininkus.
Bravo, žvaigždė! Bet tada aš pasirodydavau per savaitę 2, maksimum 3 kartus per vieną televizijos kanalą. Ir kai nusprendžiau eiti į politiką, atrodė, kad su televizija bus baigta. Bet atrodo, viskas tik prasidėjo. Dabar aš pasirodau 5 kartus per dieną, kasdien, per kiekvieną kanalą. Dar vienas labai įdomus pastebėjimas, kai aš dirbau savo tiesioginį darbą televizijoje, kaip prodiuseris arba laidų vedėjas, dalinau milijonus per žaidimą Who Wants to be a Millionaire. Dabar mano parašas atima juos iš žmonių, nes reikia biudžetą karpyti.
My name is Donalda Meiželytė. My job, I'm a member of Parliament of Lithuania. I was a singer, actor on TV, and if you're a clever person, so you can be a member of Parliament.
Antanas Nedzinskas, Seimo narys, lietuviškai gerai. 2005 pabaigoje davau reality show Dangus.
My name is Linas Karalius.
And what is your job here?
I'm a member of Parliament. Aš buvau 10 metų žinomos muzikos grupės dainininkas ir tas gyvenimo būdas buvo gana spalvingas. Hey! Mañana Lituana! Palangamo čiučiu! Dalinai galima pasakyti, kad politikoje yra labai nemažai teatro ir pramogų verslo elementų.
And I have an autograph.
My name is Rokas Žilinskas.
And what was your job? What is it that you do?
I worked for the television for 18 years, including 15 years as a news anchor.
And now what do you do?
Now I'm a member of Parliament and the chairman of Nuclear Energy Commission.
When you're out in the street, when people see you, do they see you as a television presenter or a politician or both?
I don't know, just put my name in YouTube and you'll see that I'm more popular than Madonna in this country.
Mani vis tiek taip gyvena viduj šoumenas, nors aš turiu atrodyti rimtai ir taip toliau kalbėti labai įtikinamai ir tokiom skvarbiom akim.
Blogiausias, arba jeigu negali būti geriausias, tai būk blogiausias, bet nebūk pilkamasi. Ir aš buvau, na bent jau taip sako, aš buvau geriausias televizijos laidų vedėjas.
What they say is that he was the best TV presenter in Lithuania.
Taip kalba.
That's what they say.
Dabar sako, kad esu blogiausias politikas.
Now they say he's the worst politician.
Ir manau, kad po šito pavyzdžio atsiras tokių pavyzdžių ateityje pasaulyje.
Everything what's happening in the politics in the world shows that's a global trend. That's not only Lithuania's.
This simple trick has granted us access to the tables of power all over the world. But for our grand illusion, we've added one more crucial ingredient: charity. On the one hand, you naturally avoid questioning celebrities or their actions, and on the other, we provide a blanket endorsement of anything entertaining. This combination has enabled us to convince the world that we are changing it for the better. To see how this illusion works, let's take a look at our greatest success so far. In 2005, the most famous celebrities and politicians in the world came together with the intention of solving African poverty once and for all.
I was very reluctant to do this again. I couldn't see how anything could possibly be better than that glorious day 20 years ago, almost perfect in what it achieved and in the day itself.
Thank you. Can I please send your money in?
1985's Live Aid raised more than $200 million over the last 20 years.
So it seemed to me that we could gather together again, but this time not for charity, but for political justice.
Live Aid is there to say the rest of the world join in and try to see whether or not 8 men in one room can't change the world on one day in July.
See this little girl? She had 10 minutes to live 20 years ago. And because we did a concert, she's here tonight, this little girl. Here I am.
How much did Live Aid raise? Well, so far, 65 billion, you know, and rising, not bad. On aid, 10 out of 10. On debt, 8 out of 10.
This is the story we would have you believe. The truth, as always, is a bit more complicated.
My objection is much less to his simplification than I think that Live Aid arguably did some harm as well as some good. A lot of money was raised. The money was distributed to a large number of humanitarian relief agencies. Some of the agencies used the Live Aid money to bring in materials and food to places where the Ethiopian government wanted these people to go. A government that really basically wanted to do ethnic cleansing, forced population transfer of people from the combat zone where they were thought to sympathize with the guerrilla armies to less cultivated, less settled areas in the south of Ethiopia.
Médecins Sans Frontières estimate that between 150 and 200,000 Ethiopians were killed due to this forced relocation, which was enabled by the relief efforts. They claim that this killed more than famine and war during 1985.
The aid monies that allowed the Ethiopian government to give the relief that attracted these people in order to be forcibly cleansed.
20 years later, the problem of African poverty had not gone away. So the British government formed a committee and asked Bob Geldof to join. Quite separately, a group of activists and charities came together to form a coalition called Make Poverty History.
The idea of the campaign was really to mobilize an unprecedentedly large number of people to come behind this basic call to the G8 most powerful governments of the world that they should clean up their act. Take 3 major issues, aid, debt and fair trade, and see if you can shift the position of these major government leaders.
Make Poverty History made plans to hold a huge march in Edinburgh on July 2nd to coincide with the G8 summit. But Richard Curtis started to persuade his friend Bob Geldof to organize another charity concert. He also enlisted the help of his brother-in-law, the PR, Matthew Freud. Freud's father-in-law, Rupert Murdoch, owns the Sun newspaper, which started to campaign for another Live Aid concert using the story of Birhan Waldo. Led by the Sun, several of our publications claimed that her life had been saved by Live Aid in 1985. What we didn't disclose was that her life was actually saved from the brink of starvation in 1984, 10 months before the Live Aid concerts. The Sun journalists also claimed that they alone had rediscovered Birhan, even though she'd been filmed throughout the intervening 20 years by the original Canadian journalist, who also contributed to her education. 2 months before the march, Geldof announced the Live 8 concert with the full backing of the British government.
The sort of Live 8 concerts were not sort of organisationally part of Make Poverty History.
Well, the march in Edinburgh was set for the 2nd of July, the Saturday, and that had been in place for months and months and months. And then suddenly the Live 8 concert appears on that same day.
On July 2nd, 250,000 people took to the streets of Edinburgh in the largest march of its kind. But most of the British media was in London, filming themselves, providing saturation coverage of the concert. In between the acts, films were screened that illustrated the message of Make Poverty History, but instead, the BBC had to broadcast interviews with famous people.
You know, there's 2.2 billion people watching.
3.4 billion.
I know, they keep saying to me 5.5 billion.
Over half the planet.
What should have been a political concert was very much kind of watered down and frittered away by the way the media covered it.
The next day, our newspapers hardly had any room to report on the march.
You remember Pink Floyd reforming, you remember Pete Doherty not being able to sing, you don't remember that actually, 250,000 people were marching around Edinburgh at the same time.
On the Wednesday, when the march went up to Gleneagles, which was where the G8 was actually meeting, suddenly there was another Live 8 concert, which just happened to have been arranged for the same day, this time in Murrayfield in Edinburgh. Every time that we want to get a strong political message into the media, there happens to be a pop concert to take away all of that thunder.
When using celebrities, the message stays simple, but not always consistent.
This is to raise awareness and for people to sign the Live 8 pledge, and as many people as possible, so that Bono and Bob can take it to the G8 leaders on Wednesday and say, listen, we've got 150 million people with this thing.
Well, there are 500 million signatures, they tell me already today.
In this box are 38 million people.
There are 31 million names in this box.
The leaders of the most powerful nations in the world presented an aid and debt package for Africa, the majority of which had been announced well before the summit and the concerts.
On aid, 10 out of 10. On debt, 8 out of 10.
I was there in the press conference in Gleneagles when Bob Geldof gave the G8 10 out of 10. And that's after the Jubilee Debt Campaign had said they'd failed on debt, and the UK Aid Network had said they'd failed on aid.
The BBC commissioned Brooke Lapping, which was owned by Bob Geldof's company, to make an impartial documentary about the Live 8 story. It concluded that it was a sensational success.
The only person in the world who could pull off Live 8 was Bob, so he was, as it were, my husband or wife, the person I had to deal with.
Just lying on our sofa making a lot of phone calls on speakerphone and enjoying the croissants and the coffee and the cake and the tea and the lunch and then the dinner at night.
They didn't actually strengthen the message of Make Poverty History. In fact, they diluted that message and made it much more of an unclear, touchy-feely experience where everybody's made to feel good about themselves, but in fact the political demands have been watered down to nothingness.
And the promotional side of the event was extremely successful and resulted in a huge increase in album sales for all of our record companies. 4 years on, and the promises are not on course to be met. Of all the aid promised to Africa, only $7 billion has materialized.
How much did Live 8 raise? Well, so far, 65 billion, and rising, not bad.
The misinformation is probably going to be a constant. I frankly think Save Darfur has produced a tremendous amount of misinformation in much the same mode, even though, again, as with Geldof, I don't doubt for a nanosecond that they have the best of intentions.
This illusion made something that turned out to be a failure go down in history as a magnificent triumph. It enabled the politicians to make a deal with celebrities that they could walk away from when we had turned off the spotlight. Everybody came out on top, except for you. But best of all, it inspired many more of our celebrities to try to make the world a better place.
I've actually been doing charity work my entire life.
Even though their well-intentioned actions are often counterproductive, we present their deeds as being wholly successful. In return, we get the keys to power in global affairs, which is precisely where we need to be to gain unrestricted access to the next generation.
The other day we were waiting on the air, and I remember him saying, "Why are they keeping me on hold?" And I was like, "Son, don't worry, but they got other things to talk about." I think he was coming on after 50 Cent or something.
He was coming on after Justin Timberlake.
And he was like, "I don't need to wait for him. I'm the star."
All right, everyone. What I want to know from you, by a show of hands, is who in this room would like to be famous?
Now you know how we are able to use this one simple thing to control so much of your world. We're always looking for willing recruits to come behind the curtain and join our business. We're not going anywhere, and we'll see you again very, very soon.
Tutti la gente amorrati sabato. Amorrati sabato.